Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Friday, December 9th, 2011. Lot to cover, so let's get right into the charts. We'll start off with the S&P 500 E-mini futures. You'll see they're trading up by about 7.5 points at the moment to around 1243.50, 1243.75, bouncing around that level. Good little pop for the futures. However, if the dollar starts to move higher, please understand that these futures will come back down. Yesterday, the markets had a horrendous day, all on the back of dollar strength. And you guys know what I always talk about. When the dollar moves up, the market moves down. You could even see here the dollar has rallied ever since 6 o'clock in the morning. And you could just take a look at how the futures have pulled back from around the same time. Put a little high in just a little bit after 6 and started to tick down. Dollar moves up, market moves down. That's the way it works. Until that relationship is broken, we have to follow it closely. You don't even have to pay attention to any of the European news that is being released. So let's talk about the European news real quickly. Yesterday, there looked like there was some dissension there, some comments from Mario Draghi mentioning that he would not be printing money, and basically the market came roaring right down. It looks like there's not enough EU members on board to approve any kind of a printing facility. Also, there's two different types of bailout plans, and no one really knows how it works. You also have Moody's cutting the long-term debt ratings of three different French banks. There's a lot going on. You have the ECB capping their purchases of the Euro sovereign bonds to 20 billion euros a week. There's just a lot going on there. It's real sloppy as always. It never comes out of nothing ever comes out of there really clean and crisp. So again, we'll just be hostage to the news. But really, if you want to just alleviate that, just watch the U.S. dollar index, and that will tell you everything you need to know. Here you see the market starting to come in again. This is live time. That must mean that the dollar is catching a bid. And sure enough, you see the dollar popping there, and that's all it's about. That's all it's really all about right now at this point. If the dollar moves higher, the markets move lower, and vice versa. From time to time, if there's real light volume, the dollar may not have as strong of an effect, but overall, that's really what this is all about. Let's talk about Asia last night. The Asian markets, for the most part, were really hammered. You had the Hang Seng down 2.7%. The Nikkei was down 1.4%. The Shanghai was down 0.6%. And the Indian Sensex was down 1.6%. So again, watch for weakness across the board in everything Asia related. It doesn't matter if it's a Chinese ADR or an Indian ADR. If it's Asian related and the markets in the U.S. are weak, you could obviously see the weakness coming into the Asian markets, Asian ADRs. Yesterday I talked about a couple of stocks like Tata Motors would be under pressure. Sure enough, it was hit pretty sharply. Also, Infosys was another Indian ADR, and they were hit pretty sharply as well. So they could go down a little bit more today. Could be under some more pressure if the U.S. markets fail to hold up. If the U.S. markets hold up today, then the Indian ADRs and the Chinese ADRs will be okay. They probably won't get hit that hard. But it's all about how these markets react. But Asia was under pressure last night, so you have to watch it again to be under pressure in the U.S. Any of the ADRs if the U.S. markets come under some selling. Let's talk about oil, gold, and silver. First, we'll talk about oil. I'll punch up the USO. It's holding steady this morning. You'll see the USO trading right around $38. Oil was hit yesterday as the dollar strengthened. Remember, dollar goes up, everything priced in oil will go down, and that's exactly what happened. Today, oil's holding up a little bit. You have spot crude, WTI West Texas, trading at right around $98.60. It's trading up about 25 cents. But here you can see the USO just trading up slightly on the morning. Gold is up just a touch. Nothing crazy there. It actually has pulled back in. So be careful. Gold will ultimately signal inflation and deflation in the marketplace. Right now, the GLD is trading at 166.64. Yesterday closed at 165.97. So it's still up off of yesterday's lows, but nonetheless has pulled back off the morning high. And you can see that's trading right ahead of the stock market. This put in a little bit of a high right around 6 o'clock. came back in, and the stock markets rolled over shortly after. Let's take a look at SLV, which is holding up as well today. SLV is trading right at $31. Yesterday, the SLV closed at 30.69. So that's a good little pop this morning, although it has rolled over from the morning highs, but still nonetheless positive ahead of the open so far. We'll see if that does come back in around the opening bell. But remember, if the dollar strengthens, we are likely to see anything precious metal and commodity related, copper, gold, copper, iron, oil, all come back down. Okay, so that's what we got to watch for. And right now, the dollar is making another move up. So as we speak, we'll see if that can last. But nonetheless, we're getting a pretty solid pop here, and the futures are pulling back. It looks like there is some economic data out. The trade deficit for the month of October is out. I guess it was at 43.5 billion. I don't know if we need to make that much of a big deal out of it. Really just need to watch that dollar, and that will tell you everything you need to know. Now, stocks in the news this morning. Blue Coat Systems, BCSI, this stock is being taken over as a web security company. They're being taken over by a private equity firm. Do not touch it. It's done. It's over. That's it. If you own it, congratulations. If you don't own it, there's nothing you can do. Don't short it. Don't do anything. It's takeover. It's done. DuPont guided lower. DuPont is getting hit this morning. The stock still has a lot of support around $43.50. If it breaks there, I guess you're going to have a little bit at 42, but 43.50 would be the level that I would watch right now. We almost got down there this morning, but didn't quite get there. But we'll watch and see if it does get down there. There will be some short-term support for DuPont around 43.50. A break of there, it could get ugly though. So be careful after that. 42 would be next support. After that, you got to look at double bottom on the daily chart, which is around $37.50, $38 in that area. All right, let's take a look at this stock. TITN. I don't know the name. It's called Titan Maki. I don't know it. But nonetheless, this one has had a big move. I'm not sure what the news is. Please check it out for yourself. I'm not sure from on this kind of move if it has any more juice to the upside, but you never know. If there's no takeover or anything like that, maybe the stock could pull back off the 25.50 level. It's a light volume stock. It's a thin volume stock. It's not really what I like to trade. But nonetheless, it is up sharply today. Ton of resistance around 25.50, maybe 25.75, 26 level, maybe. But a ton of resistance up here. So do not jump on board. If anything, it could be a short, but I don't know the news there. Texas Instruments guided lower yesterday. This is going to hit the semiconductors today. Texas is trading down pretty sharply this morning. You can see the stock right now trading at 28.25. Yesterday closed at 29.92. So that's a big hit. The daily chart has a lot of support here, though. Daily chart has a lot of support here around 28 bucks. So we'll see if that level holds. If that level fails to hold, then you look at 27, 26, really stair-step your way down every point. But right now, I have to think that 28 is a pretty good support level for Texas Instrument in the short term. If it fails to hold, and it could if this market comes under pressure, then you'd have to look at 27, then 26, then ultimately down to $25. But Texas Instruments getting hit. This will weigh on the semiconductors this morning. Okay, that pretty much covers everything that I was looking at. Overall, it could be a volatile day. There's a lot of news coming out of Europe. Options expiration week begins next week. That's upon us. So again, take it really carefully here. Only trade the best chart setups, and that's what you want to do in this type of environment. With that said, everybody, have a great weekend, and we will see you on Monday. Take care now.